Crypto Markets Update is brought to you by KuCoin, the best place to find the next crypto gem.
Lots of greens on the screen right now. So joining us now to discuss the crypto markets is Ming. He's founder and CEO of Strips Finance, an interest rate derivatives exchange on Arbitrum. Welcome, Ming.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for being here. We're seeing this kind of bullish day today in the markets, and a lot of the alts, for instance, are up. But of course, Bitcoin and ETH, the two major cryptocurrencies, they're also shooting up. This, despite what we're seeing in the battlefields in Ukraine. So, what exactly is happening? Have the markets basically given up and said, "Well, this is what it's going to be. Let's just keep buying crypto. Why not?"
So I think if you look historically at previous geopolitical issues and what's happened to equities and risk assets after major wars, the start of major wars, the case can be made that actually it's profitable to buy the dip when these major political moves are made. And I think yesterday we also saw that Treasuries started to catch a bid, pricing in half the probability of a 50 basis point hike in March, dropping from 30% to 16% for a 50 basis point move in the Fed in March. So I think the case can be made that traders saw that, and they were buying the dip in equities and a lot of risk assets, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, given the high correlation to equities right now and the high beta in the crypto markets. The recovery followed and flowed into the crypto markets as well. So I think on a macro scale, that's one explanation for the strong recovery in Bitcoin and Ethereum prices yesterday. Besides that, I think there's also the theory going on that if Russia is kicked out of the SWIFT system, then you may see everyday users in Russia, start looking for alternatives and start hedging their bets. And cryptocurrency is, one of the possible venues of getting their money out. And you might not see Bitcoin and Ethereum being used by Russian corporates and oligarchs to move billions of dollars, but everyday Russians that need to move a couple thousand dollars to other currencies might look to cryptocurrencies as an alternative.
It's interesting you say that, Ming. I mean, is that possibly why we're seeing this bounce? And if so, do you have any insights on regionally where yesterday's selling was happening and where today's buying is happening?
Yeah, so I think, based off the time zone that the sell have happened, the argument can be made that it started during the European hours, right, and flowed on to the US hours, the beginning of the US Open. And then the recovery started to happen after the US close and the beginning of the Asian session. So I think that, just looking at the time zones of the price action, the case can be made that it was probably selling from Europe in the beginning, and then probably caught a bid later on as people started to pick the pieces and figure out what was going on in terms of the Russian Ukraine war.
So is this sustainable? Are we going to keep this prices up where we are over the short term? Are we going to break 40,000? Long term, where do you see things going as well?
Yeah, so I think on a macro level, the Fed is still in driver's seat. We have to take direction on where the Fed is going to take the rate hikes. And I think a lot of the global markets, equity and risk markets like crypto, is going to take direction from whether there's going to be more or less hikes from the Fed this year, and whether the war is a factor into that equation. And I think that right now the market's pricing in less hikes given the instability of the situation with Ukraine. And so that has put a bid on a lot of risk assets, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. If we see, I don't want to say that war is necessarily good for crypto, but if we see for the escalation, then we may see a delay in Fed hiking cycle for this year, and that may put a bid on a lot of crypto prices.